Everyone thinks the world's global population, we're going to be way overpopulated.
Yeah.
But according to UN research, it's going to level off. And by the end of the century, we're going to be at 11 billion, which sounds like a lot, but it's not going to, we're not going to be overpopulated like a lot of people think.
But go to Montana and there's plenty of room up there. Yeah, the overpopulation thing, I've never bought into that. I mean, that's when you go drive places, you're like, it's overpopulated in cities.
Yeah.
We have so much land. Anybody can go anywhere. You can drive. Go to, isn't there parts of, when I drove across the country, you would drive in parts where like they would say, I remember one place, it said, you got to fill up for gas because there's not another gas station for 200 miles, maybe, or 100 miles. I don't know. Yeah. Could have been 2 exits, but it could have been. I think it was like, there's no more Flying J's. And it's just, I was like, no gas stations. He goes, no, there's BPs and stuff. Just no Flying J's. She's like, I like a Flying J. He goes, I know. That's about 100 miles away. You go, all right. They just don't do them right here. And he goes, nah, it's just not. They never really took off here. But I do remember driving in, because I remember Laura got in an accident right when she called me. And so, but I'm not going to have any cell service as I was driving. And Harper was 4 or 5 months old, and Laura got hit, just a little car accident. So she calls me, and she's like, "We got in a car accident," and I'm like, kind of like, "What? Like, what's going on?" And I'm like entering an abyss.
Yeah.
And like the last thing for the abyss is like, we're in a car accident, and then that was like it. And then, but it was just like it was nothing. Okay. She was fine.
What's the next graph we have?
Not what he would have wanted, a baby survived that story. Unlike what Brian's rooting for. So, baby killer over here. Go ahead and read the next thing. That's good.
Every day, 325,000 more people gain access to electricity.
Wow.
That's amazing.
How many people?
325,000.
That's awesome.
Good for them. As they just cut it on now.
This is the first thing we see.
The first thing they hear is this podcast. Penguin.
Yeah. And then I'll go back.
They go.
That was overrated.
We don't need it.
300,000 every day. 300,000 more people gain access to clean drinking water.
Wow.
It's good for them.
Each day, an additional.
It's a very funny thing to say. It's just a gigantic thing for me. Like, it's good for them. Good for them.
Each day, an additional 650,000 people are able to get online for the first time. Access to internet.
Yeah, good for them.
That's a big one.
That's a big one.
Yep.
They live in just a nice, easy life. To them, life is better. And they're like, wow, we get to check the internet. Everything's the worst.
Yeah.
Most people think 2020 was the worst year ever. It's actually, according to these statistics, the 4th best year ever.
Ooh.
The 3 best years were 2017, 2018, and 2019 in terms of...
So it's just so the next year is like, so what's the next one? You're like, will be 2018, 19, 20, 21.
Yeah.
It just basically just keeps going. Is there ever one that skips?
I mean, I think there's bound to be some, like 2020. I think 2021 will probably get back to being the best.
Yeah, that'd be like 1993. You're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, maybe 2020 is.
Violence is way down. Conflicts are on the decline. I mean, that shows there's been 2 major countries fighting with each other almost every year since the 1500s, but none of that's going on now for a while. When the Spanish flu happened in 1918, 1919, World War I was going on. So not only are you dealing with a major pandemic, you got a world war.
Yeah.
So you can't just tell everybody to stay 6 feet apart.
Yeah, they're having to get after it. Yeah, that's tough. And yeah, I mean,
and that's how it spread so quickly. One, because there's soldiers all over the world, and then when they came home, it ticked up again.
Well, it's hard to tell them. You had to send, pigeons to go get back. That's how.
And they don't even know where it originated from, but it was called the Spanish flu because Spain was not in World War I. They were neutral. So their news, all they were doing was reporting on the flu.
Yeah.
So everybody was like, golly, Spain is it's terrible over there. Yeah. Where the countries involved in war, it said they were censoring their news to make it more positive. So they weren't sharing all this information. So it got called Spanish flu just because they were being more honest about what's happening.
Yeah. Oh, that's wild. Look at that. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have said because they caused it directly.
Yeah,
The first reported case
what
was
it sounds like. You go
started there.
You go, yeah, because they started it because
Yeah.
they hated us.
Well, they made it in their labs, but
the first reported case was in the U.S. actually.
There's
it really?
Spanish labs of 19.
Back then, in 1918, medical professionals advised patients to take up to 30 grams a day of aspirin, a dose now known to be toxic.
Wow, they could handle it back then. There was men back then. You can't handle that much aspirin.
Yeah.
I would if someone goes, don't take 30 milligram aspirin, I'd be like, well, you need to be specific and say how many pills that is,
Yeah.
because I need you to be like, oh, don't take 5 of them, 8 of them. What is it, 10 milligrams?
No, you take
For aspirin?
an ibuprofen is like 200 milligrams.
What did that say? 30?
Yeah, 30 grams, not milligrams,
Yeah,
grams.
grams.
Come on.
A gram.
I mean, then you know what? Then I'm dead. I hope you're happy, aspirin, because I'm dead because you try to get to because you want
Just
just
30 grams, dude.
Since consensus today is
I
that
know, but he's saying 30 grams. I know, but to go like, well, don't eat 30 grams of aspirin. And I'm like, well, it says milligrams, so I don't. What am I supposed to?
I'm supposed to do the conversion in my head.
How much?
Yeah.
How many pills
four,
would that
4
be?
grams is too many, it says now. And they were telling people to do 30 a day.
What's if 30 milligrams? How many milligrams makes up a gram?
I have no idea. A million?
You know?
I'm looking it up now.
You're looking it up.
1,000. So
So
30 grams times 1,000 is 30,000.
huh?
Talking it out loud in my head
Yeah.
as I'm doing it. 30,000 divided by,
That's 300,000.
oh yeah, 30.
This is how we get the wrong statistics.
That'd be 150 pills. 200 milligram pills.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. They were telling people to take that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's worse than the doctors telling like a pregnant woman to smoke. Like they're just going, you need to take 150 pills. Can you imagine being a doctor back then and you don't just go, you should take, what was it they saying, 30 grams?
30 grams.
You should take 30 grams of aspirin. And then the guy is like me that goes, all right, but I don't really know, like, so what is that? How many pills is that? He goes, it's 150. And then you don't think one doctor goes, that just doesn't sound right.
Sounds like way too many.
When I hear it like that, that sounds like way too many. Like he goes, I've been saying 30 grams, so I don't think, I kind of got used to it and I don't think about it. And then when you made me break it down, see, it's guys like me that are dumb that come in and save the world because we go, well, I don't, because the doctor's like just signing out. Here's 30 grams of take them. Like, he doesn't know. And then I just go, I didn't go to, I mean, dude, if I couldn't make it out of high school in 1997, I definitely I would have never made it out. I would have made it through second grade in the 1900s. So I'm going to have to be like, you have to break that down a little bit more than what you just wrote. And he's going to say 150 pills. I go, you want me to take 150 pills?
2 to 3 times a day.
2 to 3 times a day?
Take 150.
You ever take
450.
Yeah. I go, dude, so just eat them? Just eat these all day? Is that what you want me to do? Do you want me to go? Should I go? You're saying like, so when I go to the movies and they go, do you want candy? I go, no, I gotta take. I'm kind of eating aspirin right now, so it's kind of my thing. And everybody's like, they go, yeah, that is too much.
This says many of the deaths attributed to the Spanish flu were actually caused by aspirin poisoning.
I mean, on the news, they're telling you 150 of them. They don't even sell that in a bottle. Yeah, I mean, 100. I think I'm gonna, Can you imagine going, or do you buy the ones that are like the 10? It only sells you 10 aspirin.
Oh yeah.
I'll take 15 of those, please. Is this for like a month? You're like, no, before I get to my car.
Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Are they in stock? You guys get it? That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
People are working fewer hours. 31 of the richest countries in the world says 14% decline in hours worked per week per worker.
There we go.
There's more work getting done though. That's what I want to know.
I think so. I think sometimes more wrong work getting done.
Yeah.
More work's being done. A lot of I have a theory. There's a lot of procrastination going on, and a lot of just like nonsense work getting done. Like I don't think stuff doesn't get finished like it should, even whatever it is.
You think more so now than before? Like years ago?
Yeah, I've never, obviously I never thought about what was getting done years ago, but they wrote songs getting stuff done. Isn't that a song? I think now think about all the bad songs. A lot more bad songs getting written, like a lot more just nonsense getting put out. Like in songs now, the words aren't words being taken out of songs. Like it's just like a chorus, and then they just yell "blah" the whole time.
This is your example.
Yeah. You think he's gonna go? The bomber guy played Downtown, which is like basically he is just talking because it's all lyrics.
Yeah.
He can't play something now that's just it's 8 words.
Yeah.
The song has 8 words, and then just sounds. Like gibber. They call it gibberish.
Work. That'd have been weird to play.
Yeah. Work. Yeah, just saying that over again. He's like, you'll be confused by the messaging. You'd hear it so much. It's all like gibberish rap. They talk about gibberish rap, how it's just.
I've never heard of that.
Mumble rap?
Mumble rap.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Hannibal did gibberish rap, I think.
All right.
But mumble rap or something.
Yeah.
No one could have also.
But that's almost like you said. You're not into the words for music, right? So it's just if you're just making noises, that's good enough, right?
But this is some of the best music I've ever heard in my life right now. I think we finally got rid of it.
Since this podcast launched.
Yeah. Look, I think we had too many words.
He wrote a song.
I wrote a song.
Are we gonna get to hear that?
Yeah. Walker Hayes. Me and Walker Hayes wrote a song
About for the podcast?
After I talked, but no, he heard it on the podcast that I said I wanted to write a song.
Yeah.
And then me and him got together and we wrote a song.
Have you recorded anything?
Yeah. It's all. I have the song.
When
I'm not playing it. I don't know. I have to. And now I'm gonna tell him now.
Can you tell us anything about it?
No,
Title
it's not. It's a country song. It's not like funny or anything. It's like trying to be like trying to be like a
What's
serious
it about?
song.
Yeah.
Just a relationship. I don't know. It's like it's talking about just like a boy and girl, husband, wife.
Okay.
Anything like that.
A love song.
Yeah, love song.
Love song. All right.
Love song. Yeah. I had trouble when they said, "What's the genre?" I was like, like husband, wife. They go, so romantic. I go, oh yeah. That's the word. See, that's the good thing that he talks about me using well, good.
Yeah.
I don't use the word that's like the word that moves everything along. I make you have to think about it.
That's why you do it?
That's why I do it. And it was a good experience. It was a well experience.
Farming technologies improved so much that we can now provide more food with less farmland. Farmers today can produce.
I'd like everything. There's one guy listening to this that hates everything that we've mentioned. Like he thinks all of it's the problem.
Yeah, the people have written books about it, and they all get pushback. A guy did a TED talk. People don't like it.
Hearing that the world's good.
Yeah, they don't like it, especially if it's
They
coming from a wealthy white man saying
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Because they think you're
Obviously.
saying everything's fine.
That's why it's obviously, guys. What if everybody just gets behind this and they just show him reading all this and they're like, all right, man, I believe it now, I believe it.